Your man VACAY-J, and yes, I'm super excited to be with all of you today. We are back with another live stream, and yes, you know how we do, fam. I want to welcome everybody to the VACAY-J and Friends show. You know we're about to break it down. We're about to make it happen. You already know we're gonna break down this episode of P Valley the way you know we do it. Let's do it. It's your man VACAY-J, and we are back with another live stream. Super excited to have all of you guys on today. What's going on, party people? I see you guys in the chat. Hey, family. Hey, family. Good to see all of y'all. And of course, you already know we're back to break down P Valley. Listen, fam. Yes, I am VACAY-J. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do so. Hit that like button right now. Let's get those likes up, fam. Appreciate you all for joining us. And I'm accompanied by some incredibly lovely ladies that like to hang out with me. I don't know why, but they like to hang out with me. But I am here with my sisters, my beautiful, beautiful sisters. They are here with me, and I'm so honored to always have them here with me, breaking down these episodes, having fun with me. So to my left or my right, my up and down, we got the incomparable, the incredible singer-songwriter, makeup artist, and all that good stuff. Amy Veronica's in the building. What's going on? Hey.
What's going on, people? So good to be back for another live, ready to get into this joint.
Okay. You got your VACAY-J voice on. Okay. I feel you.
Oh, yeah.
And all the way live from New Jersey. She is so beautiful as well. Makeup artist, TV and movie recap designer. She's always doing it big. She worked for the government, so you better watch out. All right. None other than my sister from another Mr. Kathy Brown Muhammad in the building. What's going on,
family? Hope we all well out there. Let's get into our show. I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Absolutely. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, everybody. Hey, fam, I see you. I see all of you guys. Shout out to everybody. Let me just go through this really, really quick and give a shout out. I see you, Daria. What's going on? Savannah, what's going on? Yeah, I love this name, Creator Sis. I love that name. What's going on, fam? Just Mo. Hey, Just Mo. What's going on, fam? Hey, listen, I appreciate all of you guys for joining us today. I mean, I'm so excited to have you guys. Thank you all for your compliments. Thank you all for your love and support. Definitely hit that like button. Let's share this, because you already know we're going to break down one of the most intense, and when I say intense, one of the most intense episodes that we've ever seen. What's going on, Wanda? I see you. One of the most intense. I mean, this has so many elements to it, and we're going to break it down. You already know how we do. So as always, fam, everybody watching us live, you know that you're part of this show as well. You're part of the VACAY-J and Friends. So we're always going to need your participation. You know, if we start rating things, we're going to need your rating on the episode. Absolutely, we want to hear your thoughts and your theories as well. And we appreciate you for joining. Before we get started, just know that these lovely ladies also have YouTube channels as well. So do me a favor, right in the description after the show, make sure you go to their links. Go ahead and subscribe. Definitely watch a couple of videos. Show some love to Kathy and Amy, my sisters. You already know how we do. All right, fam. So listen, fam. I appreciate you. Thank you, Creator Sis. Thank you. Appreciate it. Love the channel. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right, fam. So let's get into it, right? You guys ready? Are you guys ready? If you're ready.
We've been sitting on this for days. Let's go.
You know I've been waiting for this episode.
I know y'all been waiting. By the way, happy holidays to everybody who celebrated with the family. All right, I call it Family Fireworks Day. Okay, we can get into another subject, right, Kathy? But yes, Family Fireworks Day. Happy Family
They
Fireworks
know.
Day. Yeah, there's some of them know, some of them do. It's all good. That's another show for another time, KB. Yeah, we do that another time, right? But absolutely, we're excited to have everybody on today. Do me a favor, fam. Do me a favor, because you already know how we're gonna do. We're gonna do things a little different. We got some bullet points. We got some slides. Already know how we're gonna get into it, man. I'm so excited. I know. I'm carrying on. I'm waiting for some more people to come on to join us. I met some people that talked about this episode. I mean, it affected a lot of folks. A lot of people have been affected by this in a great way. Some people were triggered. There's a lot going on. So let's start off with the first things first. What is our first thing? We are going to rate. What episode is this, Amy?
This is episode 5.
Episode 5. All right. I always ask Amy. I know what episode it is. I always just ask.
Right? I don't know what. That's it.
You're the young one here, so I got to use your young brain. You know what I'm saying?
That's okay. That's okay.
All right. So, family, you already know how we do. We are going to start off with rating the show, right? So, on a scale of 1 to 10, type it in the comment box. Go ahead, type it down below. What do you rate this episode 5 on a scale of 1 to 10? We're going to start from the side, then go to the bottom to the top. Let's start off with hearing from Amy V. Amy V, what do you rate this show on a scale of 1 to 10?
Man, this episode, I feel like I'm always giving 10s, but geez, I was like, after last week, I was like, okay, what they're gonna do to top, what happened last week? Because last week was a 10, and so this episode was definitely a 10. Like, I had a little prediction in there that was right, so yay me. But it was a lot. Like, it was a lot. And, talking about triggers, I was one of those people. Like, this tapped some real stuff. Like, yeah, this was a 10. Like, she went there. And I loved that it was a Cinderella story. But we'll get into that later. It was like a backwards Cinderella story.
It was a Cinderella story with a twist. Absolutely. With a twist, with a lot of twists. All right. KBM, Kathy Brown Muhammad, what do you rate episode 5 of P?
Y'all know I'm always doing devil's advocate. I'm like, nothing's perfect. Get to 10. But because I was waiting on my girl Keyshawn's story, y'all know. So I was really pleased. So I'm giving a 10 for the first time.
Whoa, yes. KBM gives it a 10.
I really, I was up and down with her story on a lot of different levels, the whole thing. But I'll give it that. I could say a 9.8 because I wanted to see a little bit more with something with that. But I'm gonna lean more to a 10 because 9.8 is basically saying a 10. So round it up. So I'll lean. I won't be so rough this week. I'll lean on that 10.
Okay. Good stuff. I see who else. I see Angie D rates it a 10. What's going on, Wanda? Angie D, what's going on? Welcome to the show. Wanda gives it a 10. Creative Sis gives it a 10 as well. Wow, we got a lot of 10s going on. Me, myself, what am I gonna rate it? Man.
He gonna go with like a.
This was very, very intense. Like, I watched it again before we started the show.
Me too.
I'm just like, wow, like seriously, like a lot of triggers going on. So we're gonna get into it. I'm gonna give it a 10. I'm gonna roll with y'all on the 10. Okay, I'm gonna roll with y'all on the 10, and definitely hit that likes, folks, as you're coming in. Daria gives it a 10 as well. So let's do it. You know how we do. We got these 10 bullet points that we're going to talk about today, right? 10 bullet points. Going to break this thing down. Of course, you ladies already know you can add in whatever you want to add in as well. And we're going to talk about this thing today. This is really, really intense. So 10 bullet points. You guys already know how we do. If you're live with us, if you're watching the replay, you already know how we do. So you guys ready to get into it?
Let's go.
Ready?
Okay. All right. So first bullet point I want to touch on. is your boy Romy Rome, right? Because that's how we start the show off, right? Romy Rome is making a lot of deals for Mississippi. Okay. Like, honestly, I didn't know that this dude was for real until I saw the lashes line, until I saw, a lot of things he was making happen. I believe he probably made this thing happen as far as her being in Atlanta and having a show and being honored by the legends, so let's talk about Rome really quick as far as like what we see in the beginning of this episode. We know what happened, but let's talk about the way you look at Rome right now as he's making deals with the wig line and everything like that. How do you perceive Rome? Anybody can jump in.
So I think this is where things like twist. When they talk about white knights, the way the episode starts, you assume the white knight is going to be Rome, right? You assume, it takes you like he's the savior because it shows the previous clip where he's like, if you ever feel scared like that again, I got you. You know what I'm saying? So then he, the lash line is going. Then he comes through with the wig line. Well, the wig line fell through. Let's back up. We got the shoes. So that was like another Cinderella piece for me, the glass slipper. So he presents, the clear.
You moving a little fast, but yes.
But basically,
no, I get you.
Yeah, so
I got you.
He's, comes off early on in the episode, like, I got these connections, I'm working these deals, we gonna get this money, we doing this, she wants to go home, but it's like, nah, we gotta make this money. I'm extending the tour for another 2 weeks. So at this point, he's kind of like the one that's making things happen. So he's on the surface appears to be the white knight or the savior to me.
Okay. KBM?
Well, I ain't trust him from day one since he came into the picture. I knew, like, when he saw her, it wasn't about Lil Murder. It was about, capitalizing on her. So, however it was going to help him make that money, I feel that he was going to tap into that, and she was key to that. So she loved the lashes. I'm going to do the lashes. Her whole makeup and look, the wigs, that says her, that's good branding. So I knew there was something, namely, that was going to be on him. I don't know how he was going to divvy up this money and have them doing the works, but I knew it was all about business and putting her out in the front. And I think Lil Murder was just something that was coming on for the ride. So, he want to come off as a, savior. And I'm like, he's doing great things for her. But I knew that was going to come with a price on her part eventually. We saw.
Okay.
So I agree with that, Captain.
Yeah,
I didn't think it would be that price. You know what I mean? I was thinking the price would be, missing out on family time. Like, of course, he was all for Miss Mississippi. Like, he didn't really care about, Lil Murder's focus on her. So absolutely. But I think it was more like what it was going to cost her was being home. That's kind of that's where my mind was going.
Okay. Yeah. We're going to get to that. We're going to get to the costs of what happened. But Rome, I mean, honestly, I was kind of like, I was with you, Kathy. This dude is suspect. The dude is kind of like, almost borderline pimp / manager. That's the way I kind of saw him. And but when he started making things happen with the lash line, then I kind of got the feeling like, he kind of knows what he's doing a little bit. He knows how to make things happen. But what is he doing in the background to make those things happen? You know what I'm saying? Like, what favors is he doing? Or what kind of undercover stuff is he doing that's kind of unscrupulous,
Yeah,
so,
that's why I didn't trust.
Okay. Did you guys type in the comment box below, fam? Did you guys trust Rome in the beginning? Did you guess that he would be a sleazeball in the end, right? Because I know all of you saw it. If you're watching this, you probably already saw it. If you haven't seen the show, go ahead and watch it and come back and watch us. But yeah, did you know or think that, Rome was this type of dude? I mean, I didn't expect it, but I kind of did. All right. Next bullet point. Let's get to it. Let's talk about the legends honoring Miss Sip. And by the way, You know, Uncle Clifford. Let's give it up to Uncle Clifford because Uncle
Oh,
Clifford
I
did a
love the
great job in
narrating.
Oh, this
narrating.
Loved it.
episode.
Right?
Yes,
Let's give
Love
it up.
that. That was one of my
yes.
highlights.
Let's Yeah, let's give it up to Nico. You know, Nico
I
who
love that.
plays Uncle Clifford. You know, shout out
Mm-hmm.
to him, and it was definitely a great way to
Great.
do it. And yeah, you know, already know every week I'm giving shout outs to Katori Hall because she's the writer of all of this. So you
Mm-hmm.
know, she's just doing some incredible stuff. I was not expecting any of this to happen, like any of
I
this to
love
be
that.
revealed,
Right.
right? Let's
Mm-hmm.
talk about the legends though. Let's talk about, you know, Atlanta, starting it off in Atlanta. Things are popping off. We see all the legendary dancers, and we see your girl Jocelyn Hernandez coming
Hey,
through,
look at Jocelyn.
flying down. You know, she flying down and like, what's going on, bitches? You know what I'm saying?
Oh my
Let's talk
God.
about that. Like, how'd you feel about that?
The Puerto Rican princess. I'm like, Jocelyn, you know you gotta get them coins. Because I knew following Jocelyn from back in, you know, I love hip hop days. But yeah,
Yeah,
so that I really like how, you know, for once, especially seeing her background story, it was, you know, we know at the Pink she's huge, but that's like, you know, Mercedes thing. Mercedes is like the queen of the Pink.
yeah,
So even though she works real hard, it's like now she had her spotlight, and she was made to be the beautiful, and she was, you know, the headliner. So I knew that meant a lot for her, and she put on a phenomenal show. So for them honoring her with that whole, you know, dancer legacy and making her a legend right up there with them, I know that made her feel amazing from where she's from. So, and you know, she killed it. She killed it. So that was cool.
she did.
I,
She killed it.
I like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
fact of seeing the other ladies from Love and Hip Hop. So like, you know, Dime Piece was in the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yep.
you know, so seeing I was more like excited to see her than I was to see Jocelyn. But
Mm-hmm.
you know, the fact that they pulled that group of ladies together for this, I thought that was dope.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I thought it was dope how they was like, okay, we're gonna honor this new girl who's doing things we can never do, like because you saw the performance, like you know whoever is
Night and day.
playing. You know, we know Shannon plays Miss Mississippi, but you know she has a double. She has a stunt double, you know, that actually
Mm-hmm.
does the real live
Mm,
flipping and all of this and that. Like whoever's doing that, I'm
mm-hmm.
like, dang, that's crazy. Like she flipping down and catching herself before she hits the floor. That she does,
I know
like to
before she
do all
hit
that.
the floor, that move right there.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying. Then she spinned around, put it. Man, it was acrobatics. I mean, your boy Big Teak, he was loving it. He was like, oh, he was looking at. They was all impressed. Like she was
He
definitely being
was.
honored. Right. So let's now talk about how now we're finally getting this backdrop. Now we finally gonna meet Keyshawn Harris, right? We're gonna meet
Mm,
Keyshawn Harris and the gang. So yes, Uncle Clifford took us back in the day, and we see Keyshawn, we see Derek, we see Gidget, right? Back in the day in Chuckalisa High. And we see Patrice Woodbine. I know you going. I know you waiting to talk
I'm
about,
like, yeah, what the good Mercedes mama,
Yeah,
right?
that was wild.
What
right,
the waitressing?
right,
That
right.
was
So
wild.
give me your thoughts on that. Like, what you think about that? Learning everything that we learned about, you know, Keyshawn and her sister, her stepsister Aisha, and all of that. So let's start off with that. Let's start with the cheerleading thing. Let's start off with that.
So I didn't expect her to be a cheerleader. Definitely didn't see
Uh-huh.
Derek as a cheerleader. Like that threw me for a loop. But he's a cheer boy. So I was like,
Yeah,
oh, okay.
I know.
I had him for a football player maybe, but not a cheer boy. But
Right.
okay. So that
right.
that was interesting. And then like Gidget was giving her crap. You know, like Gidget, you
Yeah,
know, she's obviously the captain of the cheerleading team, and so she's
yeah,
giving her crap. Yeah, so it was interesting to see that dynamic that they've been connected through all of this, and it explains why Gidget is her ace, why she and Gidget are so tight. So like that was cool.
right,
That was cool to see. So we got a little bit of Bring It On in this episode too.
I know. I thought of that.
right. You thought of bring it on? Okay.
Yeah, I thought about bringing on. Yeah, because I mean, yeah, and the old one with Gabrielle Union, she's pretty just like her. Like, I think she's absolutely gorgeous.
Right.
So that whole dynamic, yeah, I was shocked. I didn't even know the background with them, like in school. I don't know if I missed it. Like they grew up in high school together. I didn't even know her and Derek was like, that went, that far back. But dealing with that whole situation, yeah, he working on the team and taking up for her with the other guys, that we realize now who the White Knight is on the horse to save her. But that whole Cinderella story too, like something told me that Mississippi had like a pretty good background in probably her school, but I wanted to see how it transpired with a lot of how she got to the situation now. Because she was kind of like prissy with the mean stepmother, but her, her father raising her, they was pretty much, well to do back then. But that whole dynamic of, the stepmom and how she treated her and didn't even want to acknowledge her as you raising 2 daughters, 3 daughters, you raise it, but she checked it real quick. It's 3. Yeah. So she was like, oh yeah, I got to get used to that or whatever. And so she wasn't feeling her, but to know that whole situation with Derek, it's a lot more. I don't know if we getting into all that now, but how that transpired, a lot of things with his violence and stuff. She didn't really see all of that, like those red. Okay. So I don't want to jump ahead, but it was really, it was interesting how that started.
You like Zoom, Kathy?
Yeah,
like
I didn't know how much we were staying on her. Okay,
I figured it had to be. I figured there had to be like a deeper origin as to why she's connected to him, because there's a reason you don't walk out on violent situations. You know what I'm saying? So it had to been something deeper, some longevity somewhere in there. So I'm glad we kind of got to see that.
That history.
And it also kind of explains why she was a little in shock, about, when Diamond said, this is what he said. This is kind of like why she like, he said that.
Yeah, he wouldn't say that.
I feel like it even explained why that was kind of like offbeat to her, like, huh?
Yeah. And even with his violence,
I agree with that because
where it came from.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. See, even right here, as we're looking, like he is defending her. I mean, this guy right here, she didn't want to say hello to him, and he started insulting her, talking about you need to get out of the sun. You already dark. You're going to drop like a prune or whatever. Like he was disrespectful because she didn't want to say hi. And I was talking to Amy about this before, right? I was talking to Amy about this as far as her view on black men, right? Keyshawn's view on black men and how she doesn't have a really good view and perception of black men. Not to say that this guy is the only one that kind of made her see black men the way that she does, but for, the White Knight to come in and be on some like, hey, leave her alone, stop joking, stop getting on her, da.
Right.
She was kind of like, he was kind of like the white savior for her at the time.
Right.
So the way that she's viewing black men as a whole, not only this kid or these guys on the team or whoever's insulting her, I was telling Amy the other day, even her father. And we're going to get to that.
I was going to say that. Yeah. Right.
Oh, yeah. Even her father.
Who he would depend on him the most.
Right.
Like he didn't even face her when she came back, with the mother. But, like I said, I don't want to jump the gun. But when she came back,
we're going to get to
my father said. Right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're going to get to it. I want to talk about this right here. This guy is a maniac, right? This guy right here is a maniac. Like, off top, the dude, okay, I mean, I understand. I understand why you would go after somebody if they spit on your head. I get it.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
He
spit. Like, he didn't have to do that. Like,
that is like...
Yeah, you get spit on, it's a wrap. Like, you're going to get beat down. One way or another, something's going to happen. But he wasn't just beating the dude down. Like he was wailing on the dude, and I use that word a lot. But he was going in. His boys try to help him out. He kicked the 2 guys' asses, right?
Sure did.
and then pulled the dude back. And went back for more. Like he was going crazy. Like But with that being said, that type of violent behavior came from his dad.
Yup.
You know what I'm saying? It came from his father.
It came from his dad, and that was his that's his way of somebody to beat on. Like
Right.
I'm the little person that's taking this beating, so I have no
Yeah.
outlet, and you just open the
Right.
window for me to let
Right.
everything out.
Yeah. You just
Yeah.
got in the way, and I'm gonna
He
take this
caught
out. All
it.
this
Yeah.
anger I have against my
All that
father,
aggression,
I'm gonna
all that
take it out on
aggression. He
you.
was the scapegoat.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's
Yeah.
like his dad. Who you can't defeat the dad. I mean, he been doing that to him since he was young. So it's a lot
Right.
pent up, and whoever gets in the way going to get with that. That's why therapy is key.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Angie
Woo!
But
D
look
said
at
that was the first
Keyshawn
red
face
flag.
though. Keyshawn, look at Keyshawn face. Like off top, like she don't even know Derek. So for Derek to flip like this, I mean, that should have gave you the indication, like, yo. But because he was so nice to her, because he was like, look at this guy. Come on, man. This guy, the way they made him
The
look.
typical All-American that
All-American.
Like that's why, because Angie D just said that was the first red flag, so she's agreeing with you.
Yup, that's what I said.
Though, you missed that because he's protecting me. Like
right.
This dude is disrespecting me, and he came to my defense. And it's not like he immediately starts wailing on the dude. The dude is talking trash, then spit on him, and then this is how he reacted. So
yeah,
I see how that red flag was missed, because it's like, okay, you got every right to put hands on somebody that spit on you. You know what I'm saying? Like you got every right to do that. So but the excessiveness, to your point, Jay, like you know, the homie tried to jump in, you done laid hands on this dude, and then now you went back for seconds, thirds, fourth, and fifths. Like, you know what we doing?
Like he kicked dude down so hard, like he wasn't getting back up. The other dude punched him, kneed him. The dude, they was laid out, and then he pulled the initial dude, and the dude was trying to get away. He was like, "Oh shoot!" Pulled him, and just man.
But it's all chivalry.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, this is excessive, but you know, this man stood up for me when nobody else is. You know, he saw me when nobody in my home sees me, when nobody in school. So forget he was crazy and almost tried to kill this guy. He did this for me, and he deserved the other one deserved.
Yeah, at the same time, remember, they're seniors in high school, and she just transferred. So she's in a very vulnerable position.
I didn't even think about that. Seniors,
if you think about that, they're seniors.
Transferring late.
I think she's a junior and he's a senior.
He's a senior.
I didn't realize.
And you know, when they had that discussion, because you know she did try for the team, she didn't make it. Her sister's like, "I'm sorry," and I kind of like her too a little bit, just a tiny bit. I kind of like her, except for some other stuff. But when she didn't make the team, and Derek was just like, "Hey, you know, you should have tried that other move. You would have made it. You know, better luck next year." And she's like, "Well, you're not going to be here. You're going to be graduating. You know, what I'm saying? You're going to be out of here." You know what I'm saying? So I believe that he's a senior. Who knows if she's a junior?
I didn't think it was her last year.
Whatever the semantics are as far as that is concerned, her concern was, well, you're not going to be here in order to kind of like protect me or to be here or to help me out if I do try out again. You know what I'm saying? But he is like, this dude is just on some like, listen, I see you. I don't believe what they're saying. He's saying all the right words.
All the right things.
All the right things. And she's just soaking it all up. Family, type in your comments below.
All of that really makes me think that underneath it all, his intentions were good. You know, I don't think that he is inherently a bad guy, right? You know, so I think his intentions and what he meant for her was good. Unfortunately, his background makes it a little bad. Like, you know, him taking initiative to buy the dress and all of that stuff. So I don't think Derek is inherently a bad guy. He needs some help.
Listen, when you're beat, and we getting deep here as we usually do on the VACAY and Friends show. When your traumas run deep in your childhood, right?
Yeah.
And you become older, you become an adult, you kind of revert back to what you know and what you've inherently learned when you were a child. And that's why we're gonna get to the rest. I'm not getting ahead. We're gonna get to
wait. I just
because I think that's how he wanted to be different. Oh, excuse me.
No, I just thought something else. So it just hit me. But so he is in this abusive home, where his mother is catching it too, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he can't protect his mom. So in
Oh,
that
that's another
moment,
one.
in that
Yeah.
moment, he protects
Good
her.
point.
He can't stand up to his dad. So in this moment, I can protect her. So
Mhm.
it's all of those, like it's all of those things that just it's like he's not a bad dude. It's just you ain't handling your issues.
Yo, his dad must be a real strong dude because Derek is a really strong
He's a
Yeah.
dude.
big guy.
Like Derek
Right.
is no joke. Like for him to be lifting up, he's explaining how he can lift up two girls at the same time. I mean, this dude is super
Right.
strong. Like for his dad must be super or it's not even that he's strong. He's just fearful of his
Authoritative,
dad.
yeah.
He's always
Yeah,
been
he's
fearful of
not.
his
He's
dad.
not
Always
gonna
been
apply
But he
that.
right.
to be like
To his
he
And
has
father.
to be strong because look, the bruises
right.
and the way he was beat, the way Derek was beat up. Like
Well,
he
he
wasn't
may
just a
not.
fight.
I'm thinking about it again, Amy, and I don't mean to cut you off. I'm thinking about it again because when you're raised in the South, you got a lot of respect for your parents.
Oh yeah.
So if you're raised, you know what I'm saying, he's never gonna put a hand on his dad because he has a respect and he's a
Right,
Southern guy, he's a Southern gentleman. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
his
right,
father may not even be strong. His father's just abusive, and he's like, "What you gonna do? I'm your dad." You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna
right,
put your hands on me. You know,
right.
so man, we getting deep in here. All right, all right, all right. Okay. Anybody else you want to talk about? Hold on. Anybody else you want to talk about? Because I said Keyshawn and the gang. We talked about Gidget. We talked about Derek. Did we talk about the stepmom and the girls? Can we talk about them? Can we talk about
Yeah.
that right there?
So
Because that,
I
yeah.
personally, we talk about triggers. I have a personal disdain against that
Mm,
stepmother. You know what I'm saying? I have a
mm,
personal disdain for home records.
wow.
So, and the thing that really kind of jumped out at me
Mm-hmm.
is when Keyshawn comes home late from the prom and her
Mhm.
Yeah.
reaction. And it's like,
Okay.
when you break up a marriage and like you feel like the mistress feels like she's won something. And
Mhm.
so
Uh-huh.
this dude can be the most despicable person because it's obviously something going on with him and
Mhm.
his older daughter. Like we got a little hint of that. It's obviously something going on. But because the mistress needs to feel like she won, she will
Mm,
endure and have her
Oh
children
yeah.
to endure the worst because she
mm.
cannot lose that situation. Because I took you from
Wow.
your wife. I won this. I
Wow.
conquered
But
this.
you knew,
We got to.
and
I
she
got to
knew
hold on.
though. At the end of the day, you just a trophy that's cute on his arm.
You ain't
Maybe
even that.
compared to the ex or whatever, because she of that comment that she made when she got home. Just know. I bet you didn't even pick it out. That looked like it was tailor made for you because that's how he had her. And
Okay. Hold on.
they'll
Hold,
put
hold
you
on.
on
Hold
this.
on. Hold on. I want to talk about that, Kathy. I do because that's very important what you're saying. I don't want to
It
get there
is.
yet.
Okay.
Let's
Mhm.
hold on. Let's hold on to that for a second. Let's talk about the whole trauma that the stepmom put on Keyshawn because there's a lot of things that she was doing, right?
Yeah, like the
A lot of
whole,
things she was doing,
down to
The
her
whole
hair.
stepmother.
So when she's doing the younger sister hair,
right?
this is why I love the way Katori is writing this because these
Yep.
are issues that we deal with in our community,
Yep.
especially. We talk about colorism, and
Yep.
hair is a big part of that. You got
Mm-hmm.
good hair, you got curly hair, you got straight hair. I
Right.
got, mess that's on my head now. I got my hair is kinky or my hair is nappy, or
Yeah.
my 4C hair is not
Mhm.
perceived as being
Mhm.
pretty. So, she throws that at her. She's got this hair. She don't have to wear wigs and cover this up like you do.
Right.
So
Mm.
it's all of these things to shoot
Wow.
her down. First of all, Keyshawn
Mhm.
is darker. So,
Right.
we talk. So there's
Yeah.
already that
Still look better.
perception, right? She's not as pretty as Aisha because you're darker. You know what I'm
She
saying?
sure is.
You know,
So
before we move on, I didn't even like recognize it. I guess it's the lighting because she doesn't look darker than the rest of them, but they were posing it
It's a
as the
lightning.
sisters are lighter skinned, right? They're lighter skinned, so
Mhm.
they must be better, but they're not. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
right.
go ahead with what you're saying.
But I mean, if we're gonna tell the truth about it, like what really tickled me in that scene with the hair, she's talking about she's got all this beautiful hair. I'm like, sis, that's a whole relaxer. What you talking about? Like she don't have these
Right.
natural pretty curls. That's a whole relaxer in shorty head. But
Mm-hmm.
that's the mindset. Her hair is straight. Her hair is long. She has that
Mm-hmm.
European
Right.
look. So,
Mm-hmm.
this is perceived as beautiful, as, pretty. So,
Uh-huh.
but it's a projection of self, right? So, because
Exactly.
obviously, mom got some issues. So let me project what I don't think about me onto my daughters. Like that, like
Mm.
that's the biggest issue that sometimes we do as mothers. This is what we have to do. This is how you have to look. Well, I lack this, so let me make sure that my girls have this. Let me make sure they understand that this is what beauty is, and this is the mold that you have to fit in. And f everything else. We just got to be in this pretty little box. Like, it was, man, the mental
Wow.
anguishes and the little mental traumas that, like, I love the way Katori wrote this.
Yeah, that was classic, and it goes back to that whole Southern Belle thing too. When we talk about in the South, that's real big. Then what? Not like it's not global, but when you see a lot of the history with the light and the dark skin, even depicted from slavery up until now, that is perceived as right. And even when she burnt the hair accidentally, she was like, "Now you done messed up her beauty or whatever." And it's like, wait a minute, that was what made her the look. And I think everybody kind of was taken aback and like kind of looked when she made that statement. But the hair can grow back. What qualities do you see in your daughter outside of their looks? So it says, a lot about you, like you said, Amy. What qualities do you see in yourself that you had to go over somebody's husband?
Mm.
What is going on within you that you see yourself so superficially, and now you have your daughter sticking themselves superficially? If it's not for the physical on display, you're not worth anything. So that statement to her was like, you ruined her because you burnt her hair.
Mm.
And it's, that's the
And
sadness
you
in that too.
and don't even realize the damage that does. So my
Oh yeah.
worth is in my hair. So
Yeah.
basically, mama, you just told me now I'm
I ain't
diminished,
nothing.
but I
Right.
ain't nothing now because she burnt my hair.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So in
Right.
thinking you're tearing down Keyshawn, you really kicking the other one
It's
in the
true.
teeth.
She messing up homegirls. Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Crazy.
she is.
And then
Yes,
she
she
makes that
is.
statement about Aisha, like, oh, that's the one. Like, don't do nothing to
Mm-hmm.
her. That's the one.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can do
Right. Don't mess
with
around
this
with her.
one.
I think every
Right.
single last one of us, all of us here on screen, and I think I can say this for all of the folks in the chat as well. It's always that one that the parent puts on the pedestal, the one that make you look
Mm.
like a fool.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay.
And
See,
I'm gonna
that's
leave
And
that
another.
that's
there
gonna be
That's
the one.
because
And that's
another.
gonna be the one to do you in.
Yeah.
that's
The
the
one you
that's the
putting
Yeah.
on.
one that
Oh,
make
she
you
was
look
the
like a
lightest,
fool
and she was
because
the lightest daughter.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
not even like
Okay.
past that. So even when we jump to Keyshawn being
Right.
pregnant, oh, that's
Right.
contagious. I don't want that around my
Oh yeah.
girls. But what
Yeah.
is their oldest one doing? What's her reputation
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
school?
Okay. Okay. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. All right. So, what is the deal? This is a whole lot. Okay, it's a whole lot, and I love your thoughts, all of your thoughts. Again, thank you guys for chiming in below. I see your comments as well. Uh, what is the deal with the stepmom throwing food on Keyshawn? Like, to me, that's almost as bad as
Like
spitting on
spitting,
somebody. You know what I'm
almost like
saying?
the
That's
spitting.
almost as bad as
Mm-hmm.
with the Derek situation.
Mm-hmm.
Like she really, I mean, talking about, yeah, I'm raising two kids and Keyshawn got she really does not like Keyshawn at all. She never did like her because Keyshawn is pointing out the fact that she's a home wrecker. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, so,
It's more than that.
man,
It's way more than that. Like that thing, it runs deep. I'm telling you. So
yeah, I know.
not only is we don't like Keyshawn has put this truth out that she would have never disclosed to her girls. She
Mm-hmm.
wants to paint this perfect picture to her girls.
Yep.
But then also, Juan is a living, breathing, constant reminder of the ex.
Yeah,
Because she threw it in her
She
absolutely.
face.
don't want Keyshawn around. Like, well,
Mm-hmm.
she wants the perfect picture of just her man, and her house, and her kids.
Mm-hmm.
That's all she
Okay.
What
needs.
a
Keyshawn
lot of
can
step
kick,
parents do.
Okay.
he can
Mm-hmm.
kick
So
rocks.
we're gonna get to the rest. We're gonna appreciate it. We're gonna get to the rest. Let's go and really break down this whole Keyshawn and Derek now. Let's talk about how Keyshawn met Derek, like how they really came together. And your boy, he was slowly but surely kind of creeping on it, kind of like showing that he really liked her, looking at her at the lunch table, right? Picked her up when she was in the rain, right?
Mm-hmm.
Took her to Taffy's restaurant. He was really working it, in the whole nine. And that's what we see your girl Pastor Woodbine. But, talk to me about how he kind of, I know you said, Amy, you said, yeah, he definitely had a genuine heart. He's not initially he's not a bad guy. But this dude was really working it, but there was still a separation going on as well. So we're gonna talk about that too. There was a separation of the black side and the white side, right? Mm-hmm. So let's talk about that restaurant scene where Pastor Woodbine came over. You were talking about, yeah, you want any more? And she's like, yeah, I just want some more of these fries. And she's like, you better get some more. You know what I'm saying? Because he could pay for it. Like, what's that about? Like, let's talk about that. That's
that expectation of people, right? So it was an assumption that they were on a date, which they weren't. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking you home. Let's stop and grab something. It's ain't no date. But the assumption is, oh, y'all together, y'all on a date. Oh, and obviously, Chuck Lisa, small town, everybody know everybody. We know who that is. He got money. Take advantage of the fact that he got money. That's what that really was. It didn't really matter that we on a date. Take advantage of the fact that this dude got some money. He should be paying for you. He should be covering this. So I think what that set is the expectation that people put on you. Like, so before they even determine anything they are, whether we together, not together, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever we are, there's immediately an expectation put on them. Y'all together, he needs to be providing without even knowing what it is. So, that's to me is like the first thing. Now we have this expectation in front of us. And so many times we find ourselves trying to live up to other people's expectations.
Okay. So when she said, is this a date? And he's like, well, not actually. I wouldn't bring you to this restaurant. She's like, okay, well, where would you take me? I would take you here. I would take you on the boat. I would take you this, that, and the third. And then she looks back and she looks at her folks eating food as to like, yo, really, this is not like a reputable restaurant that you would bring me to? Like, what are you trying to say? Like,
right.
why would
not good enough for you?
Right. I thought that was kind of crazy.
But you got me in now. Look.
Well, twofold. Here we go. Twofold. So that's one element for sure.
And we got a lot today.
And I do. And then the other piece is black. Now you got to remember this is Mississippi. And Mississippi is like the most segregated racist place. Like interracial marriage just became legal in Mississippi in 2012. Like that's where we are. So it's not just, oh, this place not good enough. But it's also people looking at you, this black girl and this white boy. So, there's that perception of interracial dating. They mingling. You know what I mean? So it's that too. Like, how are these people perceiving me with this white boy?
Yeah, and I guess that's why she was like, oh, well, I guess you could take me home. But still, I want to point out the fact that he really was like, okay, you can hang with me here, but like this is not a good enough place for us. You know what I mean? Like, so for him, as far as his perception, you know what I'm saying? As far as him, but he could be there hanging out because he part of it. Right. Go ahead, Kathy.
No, because it's not the best place is where, black people going to be. Of course, he going to be accepted. Ain't nobody saying nothing to him. They're going to think everything about her, of her. I mean, it's an assumption where they coming together, and what other reason do y'all really have to be together if something may be not going on? So I can understand why people may assume they may be dating, but the fact of the matter is you can still be decent, and he may not still want to be like his father, or may not, because I'm sure there's a lot of racial stuff that's being said and whatever from his parents, and he may not necessarily want to be as bad as them, but it's gonna rear its ugly head sooner or later. And in the back of your mind, there's still going to be certain things they think about you. Is it because even Uncle Clifford was making little innuendos, throughout the narrating. It's almost like that forbidden fruit thing. You may be saying things, but I'm going to look like I'm the good guy, regardless of what anybody else is doing, whatever they're saying. I'm not gonna go with that. I'm gonna defend you.
Right.
Because eventually I want to get where I want to be. How serious he was gonna be with her because of his family background, that I don't think it's a situation, and you get into that happened. So I don't even know if he took it as serious, but he was gonna be as good as he can get until he reached to where he wanted to be. I still see it as that whole, forbidden fruit type.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I want to definitely let you guys know, if you want your comments displayed, definitely hit that super chat. We're going to display it. But I do want to point out Stacy Lloyd absolutely reminding us the question that Keyshawn asked, okay, if this is not good enough a place, will you take me home, like home to your parents to meet your parents?
Mm,
And that was definitely a good point. She brought it back as far as
mm,
what was said and what Keyshawn said. And he was kind of like,
right.
like, I don't know about, I
I
don't know
don't know
yet.
about all that.
You
He
know what I
knew.
mean? Absolutely, absolutely. So, yeah, a lot. It's a lot. Okay. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. Let's talk about Aisha real quick. Let's talk about Aisha, the stepsister, okay? Because I
Oh.
know y'all want to talk about that, right? Because they really emphasize how she was the chick, she's the light skinned girl, she's the popular girl. Dudes is coming up to her, asking her out. She's saying no. Her sister, what's her sister's name? Not
Yeah,
Veronique.
the other one.
Veronica or something Veronica with a Veronica in
Yeah,
it.
and they had
Okay,
beef between each other. Uh-huh.
right. And what they said at the table was wild. Okay, it was they broke it down into like 2 minutes exactly what's going on. Okay, more black people coming into the school, so they have. I'm gonna get to that too, that whole dance thing. But she was
Mm-hmm.
talking about her sister, going at her sister, like, yeah, I read this stuff on the wall, but I also read that you've been, using
Mm-hmm.
your DSLs to make
Mm-hmm.
girls sweat,
Topping them
right?
off. Topping them
I
Like,
off.
was like, uh-oh.
yeah, they was going at it, and she didn't deny it either.
Didn't
She ain't
deny it.
say that's not
Can't
true.
deny it.
But
Can't
did
deny
you
it.
see Keyshawn? Did you see Keyshawn turn to her and say, "Hey, that's a compliment"?
Yeah, that's a compliment. Yup.
It's like,
And so you're
okay.
trying to smooth her over for the sister. She like, whatever.
Right. So again, that's why when we talk about the whole Cinderella story, again, it's Cinderella with a twist, because in Cinderella, the two
Mm-hmm.
sisters were going after Cinderella.
Mm-hmm.
These two sisters are
Right.
going at each other, and one sister really likes Keyshawn. You know
Cool
what I'm
with
saying? Like,
Keyshawn and yeah.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they really cool. Absolutely. Anything, Amy? Nothing, Amy? Oh, okay.
I know.
Amy typing in the chat box.
I'm trying to, hone it in. But I think,
Okay.
it goes
One
to
thing at
show
a time.
it goes to show how kids are innocent, right? Even
Mm,
at that teenage stage, they're innocent. So the daughters have no reason to have any ought against Keyshawn, but they can be easily poisoned because of their mother, easily influenced because of the mother, and
yeah.
that mama is toxic.
She
We were
is. She
talking about
is. I mean,
toxicity.
Definitely.
That chick is toxic.
she
Definitely.
is, and the thing about it is, see, I could say it like this, because I know a lot of folks who are in blended families, came up in blended families and everything. Their
Mm-hmm.
parents divorced, and then they got with another family. Um, there has been situations where this scenario is not the same. Where, okay, now you're part of our family. It's two against one, and we don't like you because you're not, our mother's daughter. They
Mm-hmm.
have there's certain other issues going on that wasn't displayed in this, because there was a lot of other things to get to. But yes, that happens in some families when they blend them together, that some of the siblings don't like the other because, like, your father's different than mine or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. Man. Okay. So let's, man. Okay.
It's a lot. It's a
It's
lot
I
to
a
know.
unpack.
whole
I mean,
lot.
there's
Tony.
so many pieces to one
It's a
storyline. Got
whole,
so many pieces.
right.
There's
It's a
so much.
whole
That's why I don't want to
lot.
jump ahead because they all
I
connect, but
know.
they all got
But
separate
you know
segments.
what? We at the half an hour. We're more than the half an hour. Let's just get right to it. Okay.
Right.
Let's get right to it. Okay. Let's talk about the first time Derek put hands on Keyshawn and the after effect of that. Right. So yes, they
Oh,
got busy. Yes, they got busy. Right. Yes. Before that, they went to the what was it, the cracker crack a nut, cracker. What they call it? The missile,
Yeah, what they said at the table, they called it the crack or something.
cracker
Yeah,
toe, and the ninja toe. Two
Cracker
different.
toe. And niggas, I'm like, the Lord.
They under the
Yup.
mistletoe. They about to kiss, right? They have sex. Boom.
Right.
Fast forward. Now she's pregnant. She's on the couch, right? And he lays down the baby bibs on her from a mom.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, this ugly, this
We
ugly.
really jumping ahead.
And he like, what? The baby ain't gonna care. You know what I'm saying? The baby just need clothes. And she's really upset because they're not getting the support that she thought they was gonna get from the mom. And the dad is actually supporting more so, right? She's working at Walgreens, 8 months pregnant, supporting the family. So what does that say? I saw a lot going on there. Yeah, she got pregnant. Yeah, he got a black girl pregnant. The mom and the dad probably disowned him.
That's why, that's why I'm like, a whole lot of that dynamic he didn't sign up for. It's like you saw a lot come out of him after that whole situation. I'm like, oh, now it's raising its ugly head. See, it'll come out sooner or later. You trapped me. I'm in this situation because I should have never put my thing in you or whatever. You know, I'm like, come on with it. Come on, you saying everything but that word. So, you know, and basically that's what it is. And it's like, now I have nothing. You already knew how his family felt at the dance. He knew his mother when she was eyeing him. My mother said you wasn't going to be X, Y, and Z. So now he feels minimal, but I'm only minimal in this situation because of you, because you trapped me. You the whole like my mother thought you were. And you was a gold digger and all this crap. Now she ain't nothing, everything but a child of God. So now all that anger is like, because she said her father was the one who helped them with the place. And, you know, you know, his mother, I guess she at the tail end felt like I better do a little something. This child is half mine, half white or whatever. So she threw her little, you know, little bit in there, and she like resentful. But look at the situation you got in. You got blinded, probably got pregnant right from that night. And this situation dumped in, everything just snowballed. And now you got a whole lot of dynamic you're dealing with this guy and his baggage. And now your baby, you're pregnant by him, the whole, you know, probably racism stuff going on with the family. And so she's upset and resentful from that. And he's resentful to her. So now that toxicity and everything is rearing its head.
Yeah. Amy. So somebody calling you Angie. I don't know who's calling you Angie.
No, in the comments.
I'm calling somebody
D. I see you, Angie D. I see you, Angie D. All right. So go ahead, Amy. I know you got a lot to say as well. You know,
I
go ahead.
absolutely agree with you, Kathy. Like we see that Derek absolutely resents her. And if you even go back to the scene in the car, he didn't really want to. Like he wanted to get it in, but he didn't. Like he was fully aware of the ramifications of, you know, me going here with her. But just like we saw her do earlier, she took control of that situation, and it is what it is. But he absolutely resents her. He's lost everything. But I will say this. I'm gonna preface this by saying, by no means am I saying choking her was okay. Not saying that at all. However, I will say this. When, like, you know when something is about to go left, and Keyshawn ignored the signs. This man has lost everything. He's been disowned by his family. He's his mom, while she feels how she feels, now she's trying. You're disrespecting his mother. You're disrespecting the situation. You throw in the face of this man, I'm holding this down. I'm doing this.
You gotta be careful. A woman of any color gotta be careful with any man.
Antagonizing the crap out of this situation. Like, you really are antagonizing this at this point.
Yeah, right. She's stating a lot. She's stating a lot of facts. She's stating a lot of facts, but also, not in defense of anybody. I'm not defending anybody.
Right.
But Derek, in one way, is like, hey, he had a scholarship to go to college.
He did.
He was supposed to be the cheerleading coach and do everything. He had a future ahead of him. right?
Definitely.
So of course, hey, brother, if you don't want to have baby, then keep your pants on and keep your legs closed. But you did what you did. Now you got to take responsibility and hear the repercussions of it all. But yes, she is like,
yeah, she's
this, that,
antagonizing me.
what?
You
And
gotta
he
like
makes a
watch
statement.
that.
What really got me is when he says,
Yeah,
"You trapped me." Right?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
we always hear that the girls go after the
yeah.
dudes that's doing something, you trapped me. I'm not saying she did, but she did.
I don't know. I don't agree with
I'm not
that.
saying
I
she
don't, I don't
did.
agree that she trapped him. I really don't
Not that
believe that
not that she trapped
because I'm
him,
gonna
like,
say, you know why I'm gonna
but
say I
like he was
disagree.
trying
You know
to. He should
what?
have been a little more resilient in his resistance.
Yeah,
Right?
he should
To
have.
allow
He should
himself.
have, and that's why I feel like she wasn't. She didn't trap. Listen,
No, she
she
didn't
came
set
from
out
money
to get
herself.
him.
It's not like she was broke. It's not like she was like on a living in a shack, right?
Right.
So she wasn't after him for money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
She wasn't trapping him so she can be like, okay, we're gonna be happily ever after because your parents got money. Nah, she felt like she really loved this dude. Like this dude was giving her all the right reasons to be with him, right? So she kind of fell into his arms, like, okay, he's kind of saved
He
me.
made her feel
He's
worthy
here.
of the attention and stuff.
But
Mm-hmm.
now that they're pregnant, though, it's like very intense. But the thing about it is, who pointed that out? Like you guys are making some really good points out there. And I
What
see
you
my boy,
saying?
I see N. Williams. I need to put this up here. I need
What
to
you say?
put this up here. He said, the Derek's family is preventing him from getting a job then and now.
Mm.
That is very
He was
possible,
a virgin. Oh, I didn't even think about that.
And he was a virgin. Yeah, that's what Stacy
I
said.
don't think he was. I don't think he was.
I didn't know that. I didn't realize
with
that.
a black girl before. I don't think he'd been with a black girl before.
Well, he was a virgin to black girl, to a black girl, yes.
Yeah, and the family wanted to keep it that way.
Y'all got that black magic, you know what I'm saying? So he may have been with with another person, and he got the black magic.
I'm with Amy. He should have. I think he should have been a little bit more adamant as a man to like say no, because he was like, I can't. Your dad is gonna kill me. I want to get you home. Like he wanted to do the right thing and taking her home. And it's that temptation. It's the power of a woman, and it's hard to resist when you throwing it in their face. And so, I see wrong on both sides with that, because even with the whole, women have to sometimes realize it. Our tongue is powerful, and it always says like, we don't need a knife or a thing. The weapon could be our mouths. And this is not the first time with the situation when like when you was mentioning Amy. It wasn't right for him to strangle her. It's like, I'm sure she saw other things for his violence throughout this pregnancy prior to her being 8 months. I'm sure there's things she's seen in him that's snapped off before, but she tends to ignore that for whatever reason. You got to be really, really mindful of your mouth and what you stacking up against you to cause you the situation to get worse, because you don't know the reaction of a man that's so fragile. She's known what the history of him. So why are you going to go there and make it worse? Not saying he should put your hands on you, but even with the situation in the car and all that, it's wrong on both sides.
So I'm looking in the comments, and a lot of folks are saying that he did say that he was a virgin, like he's never done this before, right? So he really didn't kind of know what he was doing. And at the same time, and Amy, hi, Amy, look up, Amy, look up, Amy, look up, don't type, stay here with us, okay? You can make a comment live instead of texting, okay? So, so
because I didn't want to throw it out.
This is very intense. This is very intense, and I love it. I see Apple Pie Alamo is back. I see Mel Lee. Welcome, Mel Lee, to the show. Welcome, everybody. Yeah, there's a lot of red flags, a lot of things going on. But let's talk about the actual physical act.
I just want to say something real quick just to address. I want to just address one comment in the comments. I am in no way saying that Keyshawn deserved to be choked. I'm in no way saying she did something wrong. But I mean, if we really are honest about that dialogue and that conversation, she did provoke. And I mean, like, I know as women, we don't always want to admit that. And we want to say, you ain't never supposed to do da da da. And I didn't deserve. I'm not saying she deserves. However, when you see something is becoming heated, and I will even venture to say we didn't see this. We already saw his violent reaction to the football player. I am willing to bet you in this whole situation, during this whole time that she's pregnant, he done punched the wall. He done screamed. He done kicked something. He done broke something. He has shown some sort of violent tendency somewhere aside from this, right? Mm-hmm. So if you dealing with somebody with violent tendencies, you don't provoke. You don't push those buttons to say, I'm taking care of you. I'm
okay,
doing
well,
this.
let me jump in. Let me jump in real quick. Yes, she saw violent tendencies. She saw the bruises on his face. She pointed that out. She also learned that his dad was beating him as well. She was like really compassionate. She was really like, you know what? This guy's been abused by his father. You know what I'm saying? So she was kind of like the whole, I want to kind of like take care of you because you're being abused. And I'm also in a situation where I feel I'm being abused. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they this is crazy. There's a lot going on here, and I'm looking at the comments, and you guys are going in today, going in. So let's talk about it. Let's get right to it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, Amy. The man, yes, she was stating facts, but that doesn't give him the right to ever put his hands on her. I don't care. You got to walk out the door, bro. Don't ever put your hands on your lady or woman, period. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how mad you get. Go punch the wall. Don't put your hands on a woman, period. Okay? But he put hands on her. He put hands on her, and he almost choked her while she was 9 months pregnant.
Right.
Come on, man.
That's why she never got with him, because he was crazy from the door.
At all.
Right.
He was crazy from the door.
What he say. Amy, I don't care if you talking a whole bunch of mess to me. I'm not going to come for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to put your head against a brick wall. Like, come on. Yeah. I don't care. You he
wasn't stable though. He had problems. He had problems that she.
I'm not saying that he should have done any of that. I'm not.
No, I know you're not saying that. I know you're not saying that.
I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm saying is, when you know the type of personality that you're dealing with,
you
got and you're choosing to continue to deal with this personality, bro. You can't move like that.
At the same time, though, think about it. Let's think about it again. I'm coming from a not a woman's perspective, but I'm coming from a understanding perspective. She was 9 months pregnant, and she was emotional. Okay,
true.
She was emotional. She was working for the family. She was the breadwinner, pregnant, on her feet at Walgreens all day.
They didn't care about none of that.
You think she's not going to point out stuff and be like, yo,
yeah,
listen,
man. I totally understand. I know. I've been there. I've been there.
I got 2 kids, so
I understand her point of view. I've been there.
It's about how you move when you choose to stay with and deal with that type of personality.
That kind of toxicity.
That personality, those triggers. So in that first situation, maybe she didn't know the triggers. Maybe this is the first time she seen it.
She didn't.
But if we jump to the end, how she played that at the end when he's abusing the baby.
Yeah,
she moves all backwards.
All right, you always going to the end. We ain't there yet. Don't go there yet.
That's how you know he was unstable.
Okay.
Like, this dude is unstable.
He crazy.
Like, if you're gonna come at that personality head on, then you man, listen.
You taking a chance
at that personality head on. It man, listen. It ain't gonna be like that. Like, I get it. As a mother,
hold on 1 second.
Put your hands on my kids is going down.
Yes.
Like, I'm with you.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. We got I got you. This is getting heated. We got a super chat. Thank you, Mel Lee. Appreciate the super chat. Appreciate that. And it says, please don't spread misinformation. There is literally nothing you can or cannot say to stop an abuser from abusing you. That is the truth.
That is true.
They gonna do it.
They gonna do it.
Bottom line. You can know the personality. You can back down or whatever. Like, even if she just talked a little bit about well, I'm the breadwinner and that's it, didn't say anything else, he still would have abused her. It still would have
Yeah,
gone
she would
that
have
way.
had to not say
That's
anything
why I
to
said
that,
you choose to stay
you
in that
know,
though. Like,
Right.
I
don't
don't
say
know.
nothing
Right.
about his mother. Don't she got to walk on eggshells with somebody like that? And a lot of abused
Absolutely.
women are like that. They have to walk literally on eggshells, and any little thing would trigger them. So for her to say, the minute she said, "Oh, your mother about time," I knew it was going to spiral. Yeah, she just starting to do something. I knew after that it was going to be a problem.
Awesome. I see Savannah. Hey, Savannah, how you doing? She said that she's going to definitely subscribe to y'all channels too. Good stuff. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Man,
That's why it's
listen.
important to have
Listen,
these
we're like at 6:00. Let's
conversations.
keep going. We ain't done. Listen, there's more to talk about. Listen.
No, I
Okay.
was just saying that's why I said it's so important to have these conversations, and I'm so grateful for this episode because
Yes.
everybody speaks from their different perspectives. So I will be very honest and say that I've been in an abusive situation before. I know what that looks like. I know what that feels like. And while I totally honestly agree that an abuser is going to be an abuser regardless, there are moments where you can trigger. Like for real, calling a spade a spade.
Absolutely.
There are moments where you can trigger. So that's all. That's all that I'm saying is now you can't stop a crazy person from being a crazy person. You can't.
Yeah, I mean, if you stick
But
around,
you gotta do
listen,
some
if you
stuff
stick
to
around them,
safeguard yourself too if you're gonna stay in that situation.
Yeah, if you're gonna stay, that's what I was about to say. If you're gonna stay in that situation, then you better know that you are playing.
And you're gonna have to be mindful what you say.
Yeah, you're walking on ice. Okay, let's get to the next one. I love it. I love y'all. I appreciate all of y'all. Listen, let's talk about Keyshawn's hit and missed lessons. All right, because there was some lessons that was said in this, and there were some things that were done. All right, we already talked about the red flags that she missed. We already know about that. That's how she got here. But there was something that her stepmom said that was very important when she came back. And Kathy, you was about to get to it.
Yeah,
When she came back, I don't know if you want to go ahead and talk about it.
When she came back and she was like, "Oh, I'm surprised she gave us some compliments. That dress looked like it's specially made for you." She was like, "Oh, yes, it was. Of course she getting a compliment." She was all nice and telling she's not gonna tell on her father because she got there before her sisters. And she said, "That's great. You probably didn't even pick it out," which made me think that the stepmother don't have a mind of her own. It's like she gotta go. She's with this man, and you basically, because I'm keeping you at a certain lifestyle, you're gonna do what I say. That's why he's out there doing whatever, just like he did with Keyshawn mom. So it's like I bet you didn't pick it out, but be careful with having men give you things. I forgot the exact words how she put it, but being that kept woman, so to speak, because you always gonna wind up being that. And that comes with, eventually that's gonna come with a price because they paying for you. That trophy wife, or you put up on that pedestal on the shelf just to look cute and dialed up, but you don't have a say so. You don't have a mind. You're not gonna be able to make any decisions. He's gonna do it all for you, and you're gonna be going to the beat of his own drum and not have a voice anymore. And so I heard that message and what she was saying, and it went right over her head. That's exactly what's happening.
What she said was, be careful being a man's Barbie doll. Because eventually he's going to be able to buy another one.
He said, buy another woman. Yup.
And she was drinking. The stepmom was drinking on the couch, smoking cigarettes or whatever. And she obviously was upset because James, that's his name,
That's what he doing.
James was obviously doing something else with somebody else. And that was, it was a Christmas time. So he should have been home, but he wasn't home. He probably said, "Oh, I got some more work to do," but was probably with another woman. And the stepmom kind of figured that. She basically played herself by being a home wrecker to Keyshawn's mom. Now the same thing is happening with her.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
any other lessons?
The other piece of that too is, while the stepmother did give her that piece of advice, who it came from, it's hard to receive. Right. I can't treat you like trash. You know what I'm saying? I can't treat you like trash and demean you and degrade you. And then on the other hand, because I'm in my feelings about something, I want to, give you a piece of advice. it's gonna be hard for me to receive anything from you because everything you've given me has been on a garbage can lid.
Right.
Yep. I
Right.
agree. Totally agree.
Right.
She wasn't going to take it. She wasn't going to get that lesson at all.
Yeah.
That's why she
And
turned around
because
and
she's
she was
still
like,
resentful of what she did, you know, with her
yeah,
mother and father. So,
right,
you know, okay, you can say that, whatever, but
right,
evidently you did the same thing. So, yeah.
right, right. I mean, it was a good lesson, but it kind of was like, forget you. I'm going to keep
Yeah.
doing what I'm doing.
Or
You know what
just
I mean?
even like, where's that coming from? Like, where that
Yeah,
come
that's
from?
what that
Like,
was the face that she
where that come
gave, right?
from?
She was like,
She didn't
what's
get
up
it.
with that? Right, right, right. Okay, okay. Wow. Okay. All right. Cracker Toe, Ninja Toe. We talked about that. You know, they had sandwiches at the black dance and at the
I
white
know.
dance.
You
They had
saw the
lobster.
comparison?
Yeah.
The
They was
red polo
toasting
cup.
wine glasses at the white dance, but
We
at the
got
black
red
dance they was
cups.
toasting red cups. Right?
We love our red cups.
Right, right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. We talked about Keyshawn and Derek's traumas. Talked about that. Let's talk about this right here. Let's get right to it, and then we're gonna wrap this thing up with the last thing. Okay, this is number 10. Rome ruins the entire tour, ruined the whole thing. Okay,
Romy Rome.
like Rome. Like I honestly didn't see him trying to do what he did. Like
No, I
for
didn't
real,
see
I
that
didn't
coming.
see that coming.
I didn't see
I
that
could
coming.
see I could have seen him like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna holler at you. You don't need to be with, you know, Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
You need to be
Yeah.
with me. I could see that happening, but what he did and how he did it, man, listen,
I
he
know.
ruined the whole thing. What are your thoughts on that? Definitely chime in below, family. I'm seeing your comments and I'm giving you a thumbs up because
I
I'm reading
didn't
your
see
comments.
that coming. Like,
Yeah.
for him to be a trick this whole time, that just was like, what? Like, what? Like, I think it was some obvious notes that he liked her. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But to think that he would go to actually try to force himself on her, bruh,
Yeah.
no. Like I didn't see that coming.
I knew he was a
Yeah,
snake.
that
How aggressive he was going to be with her, I didn't know, but I knew something with his real snakish ways was eventually going to come. And it went back to what Jocelyn told her about. They always going to look at you like a hoe, but you know, hoes ain't never cold or whatever she told her. They going to always look at you like that because of what she do. And he brought that full circle because he said, what else you got to do? She was like, I'm more than that. You can't strip for me, but you want to go and do that for someone else. And she was like, no, but you know, I'm more than that. He was like, what? You know, I don't see you as no more than, you know, a hoe that I'm going to benefit from. And that's, and in the end, that's exactly how he wanted to treat her. I'm glad she fought for her life to get the hell up out of there. But yeah, he just showed how ugly to that level he was going to be. And then the wig deal fell through. I don't know if it fell through or he just wanted to do something else. Who knows? I don't think he could be trusted. But then he wanted her to go into the glass, you know, the whole, she like a stripper shoe over. And she's smart because she knew that whole, you know, with business, it was going to be huge market for her. That was going to be bigger with the wigs. And it made me see, you know, how savvy she is and, you know, how much more intelligent she is than she portrays, because she was like, no, I'm only going to get a small word. But oh gosh, until my tongue.
Small market,
but
small market.
Yeah, the demographics for who want
shoes.
a stripper shoe as opposed to wigs. I can corner every market of every, you know, ethnicity and race. That's a lot of money. And for you not to fight for that and see that and putting me in this one little category is not business savvy and it's not that smart. So but he didn't care about none of that.
Yep.
And so
Amy?
Yeah.
I mean, I just that dude, I have no sympathy. I'm gonna say that.
Garbage. Yeah, what happened happened. Oh boy, I didn't know it was gonna come by who did it and how it went down. That was the good part. But yeah.
James and I talked about this. Bringing the that game, the death game with the wink. Bringing that.
Hold on.
Like,
We gonna get to that.
That's in your numbers.
I want to. Yeah,
listen.
That's an extra. That's an extra bonus. We gonna get to that. We gonna get
that's
to
an
my
extra
boy
bonus.
Roland.
I know.
I want to talk about, again, touching on what you said, Kathy. Keyshawn is very smart. Now, the
Yes.
conversation that we didn't talk about is the conversation that she had with him when he came in there and he had his robe open and he tried to come on to her. And they
Yeah,
had the
she said,
conversation of, yeah, well, you know what? You dancing for everybody else, da da da. And she's like, listen, man, like I'm in control of that, but I make them believe that they're in
Yeah,
control.
control.
They're not
Mhm.
going to get anything at the end of the night. So I'm the
Right.
one in control of this. I'm the one
Right.
creating the illusion that they get something, and that's why they pay me, and that's why I do what I
Mhm.
do. Like
Mhm.
she is very intelligent,
Very smart.
She
very
is.
intelligent because she knows exactly who she is. She knows exactly what she's doing. You know what I'm saying? She's not a
Mhm.
dummy, you know? So when
Mhm.
she broke it down, he didn't even know what to do. He didn't
Right.
know what to do. Yes,
Exactly.
Savannah, it was very nasty. Yeah, the sausage was out, Savannah.
Yeah.
When the door was-
Yeah, it was
if
out,
you
and he
listen to
mad
me, the
because she
sausage
turned
was
it
out.
down. She
Yeah.
turned it down, and he like his ego got shot.
Oh, absolutely. But he couldn't keep up with her because, you
Mm-mm.
know, he thought that she was just some regular, you know, young stripper.
Mhm.
Like
Yup.
she just broke him down like mentally and intellectually that he was just like, oh, whatever,
Yeah.
just give
And
me
thought that
something,
she would
right?
be blinded by all the glitz. Oh, it did the
But that's the
money.
role.
Right.
That's the thing
I'm gonna
about
throw
Miss
all this in front of her
Mississippi.
and she ain't gonna see it.
Remember, Kathy, you was like, yeah, I hate. Remember a couple of episodes ago, you was like, I hate how she, you know, panders to the sheriff, panders to this, panders to that, right?
Oh yeah,
How she
that
plays
whole
like she
yeah,
doesn't. That's a game. She knows
yeah.
exactly what she's doing.
She
She's
playing the
that
game.
smart.
You see more of that.
Playing
She
like she
had
doesn't.
to.
Right.
Because
She's playing
remember
like she
the
doesn't know what she's doing.
uncle, even when she was going through what she was going through with
Yeah.
Derek, after a while something had to click and shift in her. If I'm going to stay in this game and continue to maintain, that's
Yeah.
when Uncle Clifford said, that's when Mississippi was born. You know, after that
Yes.
whole situation, when after she got strangled, all this was going on, and she realized, you know, this is something that I'm going to have to deal with. His up and down. You know, he bought the flowers and tried to cater her. After all that, the father didn't take her back, so she had no choice but to go back to him. And after that,
Right.
you know, he cried to her on her shoulder. I know you better than your dad and all that. She had to kind of like deaden that part that was more defiant and more and have more strength and click on. And Uncle Clifford said, you know, that's when Mississippi came.
Yeah. I want to point something out. I don't know if you guys peeked it out, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
you know me, I pay attention to details.
Mm-hmm.
That moment after her and the stepmom had a food fight, right? Mashed potatoes, whatever. And she was upstairs
Right.
in a room, and she was downstairs arguing with James about Keyshawn's behavior and everything else like that. And she was holding her teddy bear, right? At that moment, she had to change her mindset, and she was thinking, I got to get out of this. And then
Yeah.
they zoomed in on a picture of Rihanna that she had to realize.
Oh, yeah.
Keyshawn had to realize that
On the
she had to become
wall.
a
Yup.
bad chick, like her own businesswoman.
Yup.
And
With the
now,
business
today
sense.
they just announced that Rihanna is the youngest self-made
Billionaire.
billionaire.
The billionaire.
I want to point that out, right? They just
Yup.
announced that today. So
Yeah,
for
that
them
was
to, I don't know, foresee, like for Katori to foresee, okay, let's show a picture of Rihanna being like a successful person. Keyshawn has to now focus on being a successful person like Rihanna. And now they announced today,
how am I gonna do it?
self-made billionaire. Like, this
Yeah.
ain't happened by accident. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
real interesting. Okay. Y'all
Mhm.
ready?
Yep.
Let's get down to it. All right. So we know that Keyshawn, he tried to get her. She scratched his face, Rome's face. She got away and went to the room of our boy, Big Wode.
Woody.
Right? Wode, the real MVP.
Yes.
Okay?
You see that coming. I saw that coming.
They say, you know, white knights, Uncle Clifford said white knights are only in fairy tales.
Yes.
Sidekicks can become, you know, trusted people, right? And he was like a sidekick.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about your boy Wode, man. Wode, man, he came through,
The
man.
real
See,
knight.
I think Wode
came through.
he just needed a reason. He just needed a reason.
That's
He
it.
just needed a reason.
Ain't like that from
He
jump.
wasn't rocking with Rome anyway. He just needed a reason.
Yup.
And she gave it. But the question that I asked James, the conversation we had, and so
Yeah.
I'm gonna get your take on this too. Do you think, Kathy, it was done for the sake of Miss Mississippi, or was it more so done to protect Lil Murda?
Lil Murda. For Lil Murda?
That's what I said.
I mean, because even though I think he have a fondness and that's his girl and everything, but at the end of the day, like that relationship and knowing, I mean, because him and Mississippi just look at each other. You remember to see the words, like, are them two effing, then they had the words underneath, and it's like they read each other's mind, and so they so connected with him and protecting him. And when she said he know everything, like, what do he know? He know everything. And my man secrets ain't gonna be coming out like that. Because even when it was going down, it's like, where's the footage? So I'm like, yeah, I think it's more strong because of Lil Murda that you had to go. You're not gonna be putting that out.
I'm gonna chime in on that question, and I'm going to say both. I agree with Savannah. The fact. Here's the thing: if you look at the entire episode, this episode, last episode, when they first started the tour, from the beginning, even last season, let's take it to the last episode of last season. Rome was always downplaying Wody, always saying that he could do better. He was trying to snatch Little Murda and be Little Murda's manager. And little LaMarcus, that's his name, LaMarcus. LaMarcus was like, hey, Wody is my manager. So back in that last episode of last season, Rome has been coming for Wody, trying to just totally dishonor him and saying that, even in this episode, Wody, if you mess with Wody end up put you in the Motel 6 in Conyers.
Yup.
You know what I'm saying? So Rome has always been coming at Wody, right? And I think him trying to rape Miss Sid was the last straw for Wody.
Yeah.
And you don't
and
mess
now
with
you're
a
trying to
person
frame
that takes care of the dead. Right. You don't go after a person that takes care of the dead. All right. You don't come for a person that knows about chemicals and embalmment and all different types of stuff. And then all this time he's looking at you doing this, sniffing and sniffing and sniffing.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
He knew how to get you.
Come on. He got them chemicals.
Right. I think Rome picked up on that. Something was weird for him to go to him and give him some stuff like, hey, man, I got some,
That's why he said, you go take a hit first.
Right. You take it first, and then Wody took some of the regular stuff.
But you don't even know what he hitting. I know.
Right. But he's so
he still
high.
Wasn't seeing the difference.
He ain't seen nothing. He's like, okay, Wody playing ball, da da da. And then
yup.
And what's it called? Fentanyl.
That fentanyl killing a lot of people. Fentanyl. Yup.
But the way that Wody did it, it was so like sinister.
And the conversation with it.
Yes.
That was so classic.
Your boy was like, how you want to be buried?
How you want to be buried? And your mother died. You said, about death or something? It's like, yeah, my mother died. Your mother in heaven or hell, or he's with the devil or got something. He said, my mother ain't with the devil. My mother like she a saint or something. I know she am.
You think you going to heaven?
He was like, you about to meet her.
Right now. You ain't meeting her no heaven. He went to say, Joker, you going opposite.
Right.
Like honestly, like if there was like a ghetto Oscar, I would give it to Wody.
He can still get it. Man. He just watched them. He said, what a video.
Yeah, we know about listen, John told me everything about that little movie. And he's like, what movie? He's like, well, ain't gonna be no movie.
She told me everything, and I mean everything.
Right.
And then it was the wink for me. It was the wink bringing that game. Like when I was like,
right?
Yo!
To watch him just lose it. You taking your last breath, and I'm just like.
And the last words he said, Wody said to him was night. Night. And gained the wing.
Dirt nap.
Like, wow. And just slid out like, yo, your boy OD'd,
Then like walked out of there like it wasn't nothing. Like I had nothing to do with this.
That's how you know like drugs just mess you all up. Now this dude is on the floor. Roman's on the
Yep.
floor. Y'all talking about he ODing, and Wody is just like pimping out the room.
That's what I'm
Nobody-
saying. He like floated out the room. Like he didn't do nothing.
That's the first thing that they said. It's like, oh, he OD, because they know that he was doing all that stuff.
So he just walked out like, I ain't got nothing to do with this, and they figured like he did too much.
That's it, man. But yeah, Wody is the real MVP.
Strutted out of there. Now that was the night right there.
And another reason why it had to go down that way is, number one, he tried to rape Keyshawn. Keyshawn went home, right?
Mhm.
Number two, he been trying to get at Wody. Number three, had that video of your boy Little Murder and Big Pete, right? It was just too much. Like it had to go down like that, and it was over. And he was trying to. Rome was like, well, we can get Little Murder to open up for one of my other artists. He's not really taking off the way that we.
Yeah, he was like, girls like her a dime a dozen. Like, what we gonna do? She ain't nothing.
Keyshawn, right?
Yeah, Keyshawn dime a dozen. We don't gotta worry about her.
Why he got the scratches of her fingernails on his face?
Come on, like really?
Crazy.
Yeah. He had to go. Rome had to go.
He couldn't stand for that.
And we have
incredible episode. Yeah, incredible episode, right? Incredible.
It was so good.
Listen, if you guys just joined us, if you haven't already, definitely type below. If you haven't typed your rating, 1 to 10 of what you thought about this episode. Yeah, Rome had to go. Rome was too much. Man,
bye, Rome.
Crazy episode. I'm looking forward to the next episode. But before we get to talk about that, I gotta show y'all something. Hold on. I gotta show y'all something. I got a surprise for you.
Oh, Lord.
Hold on. Let me show y'all something. Man,
I just love it. Was just like a storybook narrated by Uncle Clifford. It was just like a storybook from beginning to end. And Big Bad Wolf, maybe, and Red Riding Hood, and Cinderella, all these fairy tales in one.
I saw that. We're gonna go to the celebration of life for Rome.
I was like, this is hysterical. The internet. They always do that.
They all over it.
His obituary. Yeah, they all Romy, you gotta go.
Look at the order of service though, right? The prayer.
And Chuckalisa. Yeah, who doing the service?
Well, the scripture reading is by Uncle Clifford.
Uncle Clifford.
The musical selections is by Blue Guap Empire.
Yup. It was classic. I loved it.
The eulogy is by Patrice Woodbine. What is it? The most dramatic eulogy is by LaMarcus.
I know.
Right?
Thank you. Wody was in there for something, right?
Man, the internet is
undefeated. The internet is got no shame.
I cannot.
They
got no shame up there in Chuckalisa, Mississippi.
Man, crazy, right? So listen, I'm looking forward to the next episode. This one, again, I would say episode 4, episode 5 have been my favorites. They've been my favorites to me.
Definitely.
Because they touch on so much, right? Touching on so much, hitting a lot of places, hitting a lot of stuff. Stuff is being revealed. Like
next
4
week,
and 5 is great. But next week,
get a little bit of everybody now.
You see the trailer? Y'all saw the trailer?
Oh, we saw the trailer. Little girl, I think fiending. I haven't seen
the trailer yet.
I think your boy Dre is finally gonna clap all them nice cheeks. He's running for mayor. Yeah, he's running for mayor. And he's talking about the casino. Okay, Savannah, you give it an A negative. Okay, out of 1 to 10.
A negative.
Yeah. But yeah, your boy Dre is running for mayor. He cleaned himself up. They at this masquerade party, and we finally gonna see, my girl Haley come through.
You know it's gonna go down.
It's about to go down. They in the dark, so they finally gonna clap cheeks, baby. Finally, you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, Savannah, he groomed himself. If you see, if you check out my trailer.
He gonna get himself together. He got to. He gonna politic.
Yeah, he all clean cut, ready to go. Got Corbin behind him, you know what I'm saying? But he's talking about the casino and how, the casino is going to bring a lot of money, bring, Chuckalisa back and the whole nine. And, these white folks is like, yeah, all right, we feeling that. They feeling what he's saying because it's more money, more
They
business.
got another puppet, yay!
Yeah, right. So we're gonna see how that goes down. They also in the trailer talking about Wardy talking to Little Murder like, yeah, with Rome ODing, we're gonna have to figure out whatever with the tour. And Little Murder's like, how you know he OD? He's like,
Right.
He's like, I know how to take care of stuff.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
He OD'd, all right.
Yeah. Any final thoughts before we sign off, family? It's been a pleasure. Any final thoughts from y'all? As far as this
It
episode,
was great. Everybody keep watching.
Go ahead, Kathy.
No, everybody just keep watching, keep coming back every week because it's the season. Yeah, it's a lot more. I'm sure gonna pop off, and we all for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like this was some really good conversation. Really good conversation. Like we really dove into some topics that we don't always talk about, stuff. And I'm just glad that we weren't afraid to go there. We may have difference of opinion and different things, from our different perspectives and different experiences, but I'm glad that we were able to have that open conversation and really, get the conversation going, because a lot of people, though this is fiction, there are a lot of women, a lot of people in general suffering in silence. You know what I mean? A lot of people suffering in silence. So I'm glad that we were able to talk about this. I will say for the next episode, we talked about how smart Keyshawn is. I hope that sis got CPS in her pocket.
Well, you know what?
And I gotta say something we didn't address too.
Okay, go ahead, Kathy. You pointed out.
Because we didn't get into, and I deal with this with work every day, so it's something I really wanted to address with the children and coming home.
Savannah pointed that out. Yeah.
And her son, and when it gets to that point, she was like, he's only 3, and I understand what you went through, but I get these cases all the time, and a lot of time it's a paramour, or it's abuse and sexual abuse or whatever, all type of abuses at the hands of the parents, mother or father. So I don't care how indebted you feel, or when it comes to innocent children, somebody has to protect our children. So I don't care what it is. I hope this is a line where Keyshawn wakes up and understand, is he more important than your children? Because this 2 weeks on tour, he can't take it, and either he needs help and move on, but she got to get out of that toxic relationship, because her babies could have died. And absolutely. This happens every day where mothers, for whatever circumstances, are having their children ripped away from them, and they, many of them they either personally or because of someone else, and families are broken because of it, and they go into the foster system. So it's sad, but it's crucial, and I hope this is at a point where they show her freeing herself and her children from that situation.
And that's what I said when James and I talked about it.
Yeah, I hope so too. Somebody pointed out that Derek's family is protected. That's why the child wasn't taken away.
Because the doctor, he took it so light. And I know in this day and age, that would not have happened. Innocent things happen with parents, but the way they took that, and you saw the arms, I knew the family was behind that doctor.
Yeah, the dislocated.
He didn't even want to look at it that deep.
Mother.
Because who the father was.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's terrible. It's terrible. And I'm glad Katori's writing about it so we could talk about it, because it's still going on till this day. There's a lot of children who are abused that we don't even know they're being abused. So yeah, definitely I hope that they do address that. If not next episode, the episode after that, as to what she's going to do, showing that exit plan, showing, how she's going to get the children away. She said that she was going to leave though. She said, I'm leaving. She said, we are leaving.
I hope so.
And you should never touch the kids. And, he's about to put the iron on her face. She's like,
right.
Like that should be it, Keyshawn.
That had me cringing. Right.
That should be it right there. Bloodied your face up, threw you on the floor.
That baby's back in the arm. I'm like, come on.
That was the oldest. Right. That was the oldest. What was you
Yeah,
gonna do to the youngest?
Three.
You know what I'm saying?
right.
Like, come on.
Cause
Like,
he
enough is
crying.
enough,
I'm like,
people.
oh no, 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 no,
Yeah,
no.
yeah. So yeah, this is deep, fam. This was deep. And
So yeah, it was
we're
very
gonna come
layered.
back next week as usual, and we're gonna talk about the next episode, but we're gonna come back to this. We're gonna definitely come back to this and talk more about this and all of the things that we need to do in our community. You know what I'm saying? So know your self-worth, family. Know your worth. I see you
That
out
part.
there. We love y'all. Listen, I want to thank all of y'all for tuning in with us. This was definitely an
Yes.
incredible live. I appreciate all of you guys for participating. Thank you, Amy Veronica. Thank you, Kathy. Make sure you guys go ahead, subscribe to their pages, subscribe to my channel. I keep saying pages. Subscribe to all the channels, family. We're going to continue to bring it to you, have these live discussions. There's some deep stuff that we definitely got to talk about, and we got to resolve it together, right? So always believe in yourself, know your self-worth, and
And
take care of each other. But you
if I
can't take
may,
care of nobody else unless you take care of yourself, family. You know what I'm saying?
and
So we're going to sign off. I know, Amy,
if
you
I
want to get
can,
into it.
if I can,
You
real
want to get
quick,
one last word in?
yeah, just because I think it's important. Like,
Okay.
for us, for everybody that's watching, if you are in an abusive situation, if you saw yourself in this episode, absolutely do not suffer in silence. Help is out here, whether it's through your family, whether you have to, reach out to the authorities. Like, you do not have to be in a situation where you are being abused, where your children are being abused. Like, utilize the resources that are available to you. You don't have to be in that situation.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Totally agree.
Definitely.
Thank you very much, ladies. Appreciate y'all,
Thank
sisters.
you.
Appreciate everybody for being on again. Love you guys. Thank you all for your love and support. And until next time, salute.